singing sweet harmony. Now two are here, still planting good seed. Jackie and Gail, yeah, they're walking in light, sharing their stories, keeping hearts bright, talking about life and faith and real love, sending out hope from the one above. When they speak, you can feel what's true, 'cause they've lived it all, and they'll walk with you. Jackie and Gail, just love, just real. Two voices of grace that help you heal.
Hey, 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 hey. Welcome back to Raw, Restoring Awesome Warriors. I'm Jackie H., your host, and I have here my co-host, Gail Barron, the judge, looking all sophisticated with her glasses on. She ready. How you doing, sis?
I'm well in yourself.
I'm okay. I'm good physical wise, right? But we had a lot of snow. We have a lot of snow. So I went outside yesterday with Monica and Brian, her father. Well, I wasn't planning on going out there, but she asked me did I want my car dug out. I'm like, I'm not going nowhere. It's no problem. But then I felt bad because they was out there doing my car, and I was sitting inside. Girl, child, I should have let it be. I should have let them stay right on out there and did what they were going to do. I went out there, got frostbit. That snow was heavy and deep. I ain't had no boots. Uh, yeah. So yeah, we got a winter this time.
Yeah, I didn't
Can't
realize
complain because we ain't had no for the last couple winters.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize that that much had fell. I did go out for a few minutes today, but I came right back in it because I almost took a tumble.
You just going ice skating? Yeah, and the weather is, I mean, the temperature is cold. So it didn't get, I don't think got me above 25 or 30 today. So we dealing with winter. It's winter, so we got to
Yeah,
get used to it. Yeah, so we coming from two different places today because of the weather. So we was gonna be wise. We were gonna get old and be crazy like we got it going on like that. Yeah. So just for a recap, we went. We had a wonderful weekend. This weekend we went to Baltimore. The Lord spared the snow until we got our conference over. You did your Esther series, and it was a we had a great time.
yeah.
It was
He did
really
that. He did
he
that.
did that, yeah. And we had a lot of people scared though. They were scared
Yeah,
because they thought that snow was gonna get us stuck. But we actually finished early and got back before anything started, and that was a
right.
blessing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So tonight I'm just gonna just talk a little bit about whatever you want to talk about. Gotcha. Haha. Yeah. Um, in doing this Esther series, really is an eye opener for me for a lot of reasons of you don't realize when you have an orphan spirit, abandonment, rejection, all those things before she became a queen.
Right, right.
And I would just like to talk a little bit about what was your idea or what was the reason behind you writing that because it's so much needed for this day and time of like you said. I think one of the things you said Saturday was it's not just people who don't have a mother and father,
Right, right,
but it can be when you wasn't nurtured.
right,
So I just
right.
want to touch a little bit on it because sometimes in helping people, well, they say, well, I had a mother, father, I was raised right, but then they still have that feeling of abandonment or whatever it is. maybe you can talk to that and let me know why you wrote what you wrote.
Well, I wrote what I wrote because over in my uh going through life, I realized I'm writing a book that I wish I had had.
Hmm.
And so with the Esther, I compared it to what my life to her in some ways, because one of my missions and purpose in life is to help free people, um their minds, because it don't always have to be like it is. So
Hmm.
Esther was a orphan, and so she was picked out from among women to be the next queen, but yet she was an orphan, so she had to get used to her status. And so she went in the palace, and she had her handmaids and things, and she was doing, I guess, what she thought she should be doing. But it wasn't until her cousin Mordecai, and I say everybody needs a Mordecai. You need a coach, a mentor, somebody to help you with your future.
Well, how is that working today where people is going unnoticed? Everyone needs a Mordecai. You have to see. Evidently, he knew that she was without a
Right,
parent, so he saw her. So is it that somebody that we need to have our discernment up
right,
to even notice that somebody need help?
right. And so, like today, we are so much into ourselves that we don't
Mhm.
see what other people are going through. And even if they have a gift, um, Moses' mother knew from birth he was a prophet child. So
Mhm.
she hid him. So you need somebody that will speak into your life and speak to that thing that God, you know, I don't think everybody's clueless. I think somebody knows something, and God will put people in your life. They may not stay, but along the way to give you uh, a little hope and encouragement because they see what's in your life.
Mhm.
I think for me, not only that they didn't know how to teach me, and then because of tradition, they didn't help. So I had to carry that until years later in my life, and then I had to acknowledge it, not look for validation, and then not look for people to speak into my life because everybody won't, whether they know it or. I found out that a lot of people are intimidated by what you don't even know. And it don't have to be just in church. It can be in the workforce. I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I was clueless. So I went through
Mhm.
a lot of things. So now that's why my quest is to help others.
Okay. So Mordecai was he saw it. What do you do when you know you need help? I'm talking about as far as Esther, if she knew that she needed the help. How do you yourself as a person seek the help that you need, knowing that you have problems, knowing that you're orphaned, knowing that you've been rejected, knowing that you've been abandoned. Do you ever come to the knowledge yourself that maybe somebody won't see you and you have to
Well, I
understand that
did.
you? You
I
came to your
did it.
senses?
Yeah,
Okay.
I did because I didn't have a mentor or anything coming up.
So how was that? Like, how did you come to your senses? How did you know that you needed
It's a
something?
knowing within you that something you can't rest. So it was always like I knew answers. Just different things I knew, but I wouldn't say. I wouldn't speak out. I um wouldn't do none of that because of tradition. But once I got older and got tired of losing, that was the main thing for me. I lost a whole lot being quiet, not saying anything, and then taking others at their word who didn't know.
So you think it was good for you that you went through that for
Yes,
now? I mean, it probably wasn't good then, but
it
let me
wasn't good
say,
then, but it definitely is good now because I didn't like losing, and because I love people, I don't want
mhm,
to see you lose when you don't have to.
yeah. So you spoke on something Saturday about one of the reasons was you saw our brother and one of our uncles going through things, and you because of that love for people, um, you wanted to help them. You wanted to know what it was. So was you okay with going to get the training to help them, or did you think you were going to help them without, like, what made you know that you needed further education or something to even help them?
I knew it was something, and
You know how
uh,
some people try to help you on their own and they don't know no, they love you enough, but they really don't have what it takes to help you. What made you say, no, this is deeper than my love for them. I need to go get educated in this so I can.
it was something that I felt that I knew that I needed a higher learning,
Uh-huh.
and I set my mind I'm going to find out because of my love. I didn't want to see them go through that.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to help, so I went and got training.
Yeah. Yeah. So I realized that for myself that I I had a lot of people that I dealt with that was on drugs and stuff. I had no clue. I mean, we was raised in the neighborhood that did a lot of drugs, but it wasn't in our house, so I didn't know the actions of it. I didn't even know, um, yeah, nothing about it. So that's when I realized that, okay, this is beyond just loving someone. You need to really go learn about this because I was clueless.
Well, especially with our brother, me and him was very close.
Uh-huh.
And so I didn't understand that change. So my
Mm,
love for him, because we were that was my brother. I
yeah,
wanted to know what was wrong.
yeah. Okay.
I needed to find a cure or something. What happened to him?
A lot of people go through mental illness, mental health. They don't even know they don't even know they don't know they have a problem. And the people around them,
No.
you don't realize that this is something that really is an issue. But instead of labeling it, like you say, our tradition was everything was about the devil. It was Satan on us, but it was actually a problem
Right.
that could have been dealt
The
with, but we
underlying
labeled it.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's something that I just want to let people know that don't always have a label for something when you don't know what it is. You know, there's answer and there's a title. There's really issues in the world
Right.
with
And
mental.
drugs come under mental illness,
See,
mental health.
I
Yeah.
never knew that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I know at our job when I was working, they would help you. Only thing you had to do is tell them that you was having a problem with drugs. They wouldn't even fire you. They'd send you to get help.
Right.
They'd
Because
try to work with you.
they know that's just a symptom.
Yeah.
But we always go on that symptoms, but what's the root cause.
Yeah.
Drugs only magnify whatever your problem was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think nobody want to be in the state to that level. They probably started it as a comfort or just to feel good and then got hooked. And once you get involved with a controlled substance, is exactly that, a controlled substance. You no longer have control over it. And then
Miles
some,
Monroe say that little paper,
yeah,
that little leaf, that stuff, is powerful.
right,
Yeah. Yeah. So as a lot of people was talking Saturday, how it was blessing them, and want to continue some talks on it because people just don't know what to label what they're going through, but it's a blessing that God has blessed you with this series of helping people. I know you always wanted to help people, but sometimes we don't even know what to help.
yeah,
But that person with on the other side will receive it. They'll know when it touches them. And it was a lot of deliverance on Saturday because of just you writing the book and heeding to what God told you to do. And somebody was blessed. So that was a good weekend. We had a good time and looking forward to the next um things that we're going to come up having, but that's the idea, even raw and Esther series. People don't want to hear what you have to say when they don't know you care.
right,
And
right,
caring is not just saying I love you and go the other way. You have to spend some time and do something, make people feel that they are worth
right.
what they're going through. So I can do a lot, but I can't show care by shoveling the snow. Okay. If you have somebody say, if you like me, you'll help me do. No, no, we're gonna distinguish what I'm talking about right
Yeah,
now because
we're not gonna
that was a
manipulate.
lot. Huh?
We're not gonna manipulate.
Yeah. What else you got going on? What you got? What else you want to talk about before we get out of here? We're not gonna hold long. We just wanted to come by. We made a commitment to just have our little Bible class on Wednesday. Our
Well,
little
it,
our
it
little
was
session.
definitely reciprocity for me, and I've been saying for the last. I think back to our softball days. We had a practice field, and then at the end of the week, we played the real
Play the game.
game. So
Mhm.
you need that practice ground, so you can even overcome the things that you suffer with. Like this podcast has done wonders for me, so that when we transferred over to the Esther, I had a little bit more strength, and it built my confidence, the podcast. And so I
Mhm.
found myself opening up even more because I'm back where I used to be before all the distractions and the junk came in. And I talked about Saturday identity, knowing your name, and um, we know words is power. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. But if you could know your name, part of your name is your identity. Because lot of time, well, back when mom and them was childbearing age, they didn't just pick names and throw on you.
Okay.
All of our names meant something. So if you realize it, if you ever study your name and find out what it means, it speaks to your purpose. It speaks to your destiny. So I was excited about that, or what's in the name.
You studied my name?
Yeah, I don't have it in front of me yet right now, but yeah, I wrote down all of your names and look for the meaning.
Is it
Meaning,
is it is it, it do is it real? Like
yeah,
what you really? Okay.
yeah,
All right.
it's real. So I encourage Do a search on your name, so because it's attached to your identity, and
Wow.
when you accept it, and the more people call your name, they're calling for that is within you.
Wow. All right.
That's how.
I
That's
gotta go
how.
look it up then. I don't know what my name means.
Yeah, that's how important the name means. So even with mothers having children, don't just name them everything. In the Bible, some of the women named their children after the pain they was going through. Don't
Yeah.
name the child pain.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, get a name that will speak to their
Life
future.
into you. Okay. All
Mhm.
right. Well, I'll do that, and that's something that we can work on with telling people. Look up your name, and try to see what it means. Hopefully, nobody named you after their pain. If not, we're gonna reverse it. You know,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
never asked.
people did change their names. Like one of
Yeah.
the names I talk about in the book, because she's a person that I pattern after, and that's Sojourner Truth. Her name
Okay.
was changed. Her original name was enslaved name was Isabel Baumfree, but she changed her name to Sojourner Truth. It spoke to her uh, purpose. She was going to be
Okay.
traveling, and she was going to be telling the truth.
Wow.
So a lot of times, even in the Bible, God, your name was changed according to your job.
There was a lot of name changes in the
Yeah.
Bible. Abraham,
Uh-huh.
Abraham, what is it?
Jacob.
Jacob. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even
Yeah.
Esther, that was not her
Esther.
name. That's
Yes.
her Persian name. Her name was
Mm.
Hadassah. So
Even Daniel and them, they
yes.
had was given that. Yeah. Okay. Well.
And then with John the Baptist, they just thought that he should be named after his father. But God told him his mother what his name, what told his father what his name was going to be.
You weren't
Because
gonna be a junior.
he wasn't going to be a junior. His name had to be according to what he was going to do. So
Okay.
his name wasn't Zechariah. And Zechariah was struck dumb because when God told him, you know, they was old of age, and then couldn't see where they was going to have a child, and because he didn't believe, God glued his tongue to the roof of his mouth. When the child was born, and they asked what the child name going to be, they gave him a piece of paper, and he wrote on there John. When he said John, when he agreed with God, his feet were loose.
Wow.
And that's something even in itself, it's especially when you got a job to do, it just don't start when you get of age. You were who you are before you was in your mother's womb. For
Okay.
instance, with mommy carried you, she was teaching, and she was, so find out your name, what your name meant. And sometimes it bring clarity to things that you didn't understand. Oh, this is why. Because you got to be who your name is. And your trials and tribulations and struggles all happens for that reason. You know how when we went to Divins and Mastbine, we did what they call trade exploratory. We went through all the shop classes till we pick one. So whatever you're going to be, when we got to 10th grade, we had to do a major. So all your classes have to do, you're going to be a business major. You had to have typing, all the classes that was going to make you be who you are. Your classes is going to correspond with that. And sometimes you don't know it going through, but when you come through it and look back in hindsight, oh, this what this was. Your
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
Your name.
And then it's important to have it acceptance.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. You'll know, then it'd be easier because then you can accept your role and you can accept your journey, you can accept what you got to do. Because it makes it hard when once you know it and then reject it. Don't want to be that, don't know why, but yeah, I got to go look that up and see what it is. Because between you and mommy, I got a lot of things I want to say. Yeah, really a lot, a whole lot, a whole lot. Yeah.
well, if you would have voluntarily done it,
Mhm.
it wouldn't be so hard. If
Yeah.
it is it, you can do it voluntarily and or
Yeah.
involuntarily,
But you gonna
but
do
you
it.
won't do it.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
matter how old you are or whatever, that the God placed in your on your heart and in you, you got to do that.
Mhm. You know how some people say they got the can't help it,
Yeah, yeah,
and you wonder why you be trying to run, doing like Jonah, run the opposite way, and you keep on trying to flee, and he turn you right around, and you
and
go right back the same way.
he had that
So
fish for you.
and you want, you like what you do, but you don't want the responsibility. You don't want, it'd be a lot that goes on
And
with your
what
calling.
what comes with it, because it's not
Yeah.
all good.
No, it's not. It's
It's
not.
not
It's
as
not.
you
It's not
know.
easy. It's not good, but it's a blessing to be a blessing
Yeah,
to others
yeah,
and people. Yeah, so I accept that.
yeah.
All right. Well,
Acceptance is everything, because he said, as many as receive, to
mm-hmm,
them he gave power to
to
become.
become. Right.
You
Right.
can't become until you accept it.
Yeah. You know
Yeah,
how you hear all that stuff coming up and you can't put it together. You already hear all these scriptures, but when it comes alive and you can place it somewhere to see how yeah.
right.
Yeah. If you don't accept something, that's a struggle.
Yeah,
That's a fight. You're fighting against what he told Paul, you kicking against the pricks. Like you hear all these words, but it's like,
yeah,
okay, now you
yeah,
understand. So
yeah.
don't, if you got an assignment from God, if you got something that you have to do, you can't run from that.
You have to
And
do it.
the more you run, the harder it get.
Right, right,
And then you start blaming others for the
right,
reason. But
right.
it's nobody's reason but yours, ours for just accept it and say yes. And
My niece
sometimes
said,
saying that yes is crazy, but it's what it is.
my niece said, ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Yeah.
Even if you don't, if you say you don't know, God knows what you know because He deal with your spirit. He don't speak
Okay.
to your emotions, your feelings. He don't speak to none of that. He knows how to reach you,
Okay.
and He
Well,
has a way of getting your attention.
I'm not fighting no more.
Yeah.
He got Moses about to burn the bush. All right. Well, Gil, it's always a pleasure, man. I'm not going to hold long. You've been fasting all day. I know you wait to get to your plate.
I am.
Um, yeah, so we just wanted to keep up what we said, to stop by and share, and
And then just encourage someone.
yeah,
Be
just
you.
encourage someone.
Be you
Yeah,
and God. Yeah.
and don't forget that Gail is on daily with her daily dosage on YouTube. You can find her talking every day. Every day at 12. No, every day at 12 o'clock, she's giving the word. She living out her name. Her name is really being activated right there. But that's a good thing, is you're doing your calling. So those of you, stop on by YouTube, 12 o'clock daily, 12 noon. She do her daily dosage. So as we always end our podcast, I'm going to end it by saying, stay tuned. I have my cooking show coming. We're doing a cooking show with your daughter. Uh, so we got things coming up, but we're gonna keep people up with the dates. But it's just because we love people and we
Yeah.
just want to be a help and to share, to give back to what was given to us. So as we always end our podcast and saying, love God,
Love
love
family.
family, work hard, and be kind. God love you. Go ahead, say your peace, Gail.
I love you. And there's nothing you can do about it.
All right. Good night, everybody. We talk to you later. See you next week.